Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the state finale of BioQuiz 2020, a flagship program under BTS 2020. Presenting this final is Asia's most prolific quiz host and Karnataka's very own Giri Pickbrain. An alumnus of reputed institutions from Karnataka, he is also an alumnus of the prestigious Harvard University. With over 2,000 shows across 9 countries, he has hosted this BioQuiz since its inception. This year, Giri and his team have created the world's first integrated digital quizzing platform called Quizital, which is being used to present this final. Let us enjoy the final as we welcome on stage the one and only Pickbrain.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಬಯೋ ಕ್ವಿಜ್ 2020ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಬಯೋ 2020 ಈ ರಸಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. This quiz on biotechnology has been conducted by the Department of IT, BT and Science and Technology every year, and BioQuiz 2020 has become a flagship program as part of the Bangalore Tech Summit. With thousands of students taking part this year from the comfort of their homes, the safety of their homes, we are here today at the state final. We have with us here today 6 champions representing the respective regions that they have won this quiz from. I'm going to introduce them to you, and then of course we're going to play the state final, where we are going to try and identify what I can call probably the bio brain of Karnataka. Well, we've got 6 of them with us. All 6 are champions. They have won their respective regions. Given the kind of numbers we've had in terms of participation, it's no mean achievement to be even a regional champion. So in my opinion, being in a state final itself is like 6 champions. So perhaps this battle is about trying to identify a champion among the champions. But before we move on and play the BioQuiz 2020 state final, as you join me, Pickbrain, with the entire initiative of the government of Karnataka, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you our 6 state finalists. Starting with our first contestant here today, qualifying into this big final from PES University from Bangalore urban region, is Mrinal Goyal. Welcome to you, Mrinal. If we could have you wave so our audience knows who we're talking about. Lovely to see you, and welcome to you. Moving on to our second contestant. Well, we've got only 2 gentlemen in this final. One is me and the other is Amrut, and he is our second finalist here from Basveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot. Amrut Bhatt, welcome to you. Well, he certainly must be feeling lonely in this gathering, because you've got 5 young girls qualifying into the state final, and he's the lone man who's going to battle it out. And not that he's going to get too much of support from me as the adjudicator of this quiz. But qualifying as our 3rd state finalist here today from SDM College of Dental Sciences at Dharwad is Vrasti Malya. Welcome to you, Vrasti, into our state final here today. Neighboring her as our 4th finalist in this big final from the College of Agricultural Sciences in Shimoga, representing the Chikmagalur region here today, is Supriya Halur. Welcome to you, Supriya. Moving on to our next contestant, not too far from Shimoga and Chikmagalur in that sense, from the beautiful coastal town of Manipal, the district of Udupi. With us here today is Bhadra Muralidharan, representing the Manipal School of Life Sciences. Completing our lineup here today as our final contestant representing the Christu Jayanti College from what is in the Bangalore rural area for this quiz as a district is Miss Simran. Welcome to you, Simran, into this state final. Those then, ladies and gentlemen, are top 6 finalists in the state final of Bangalore's Bio Quiz 2020, or rather, Karnataka's Bio Quiz 2020, which is the Bangalore Tech Summit of India Bio. The year for all of us has been a difficult one, maybe a challenging one. For many, it's been a year of all new opportunities, especially for the biotechnology space. They have been on the forefront of this difficult year, the warriors who will take us to a safer future. And here today are 6 contestants who are perhaps going to be part of a future where they will perhaps ensure we do not have such turbulent years and are better prepared in the years ahead. But the opportunity that is available for biotechnology as an industry is phenomenal. Karnataka have always been the pioneers in this space and have been one of the biggest contributors to the biotechnology space. So it's only fair to say we've got 6 superb contestants here today lined up for the state final as we're going to get started from here. Time for us, ladies and gentlemen, to pick action on the first frontier of our game here today. And like the world is today engulfed with speed in the form of sport, we here today are incorporating a sport into a biotechnology quiz. So like you've got a T20, we've got a B20 format, if I should call it that. I've got 20 questions to begin with, which is in the bio space, so we'll call it Bio 20. They get a plus 50 if they get it right, a minus 50 if they get it wrong. All questions on the buzzer, and we've enabled their buzzers at their locations through their devices. So all of them are enabled and interconnected technologically on their buzzers. 2 attempts are allowed on every question. The value is plus 50. You get it wrong, you get a minus 50. So if you're all set, all 6 of you, hands on the buzzer, the questions will appear on your screen for the first 20 questions. And after that, we shall have a super over to decide who is the Karnataka state champion in true sporting style. So if we are ready, we're going to start with the first question. The question numbers will appear before the question, so you know where you're progressing in the battle. Starting with the first one, all 6 of you on the buzzer. May the best among you become the champion of this state. Starting with the first question on your screens. Here we go. This is a famous Nebor chamber. What is it used for? Someone's on the buzzer. Simran's giving it the first shot. Plus 50 if you get it right. Go ahead, Simran.
It is used to count blood cells.
You got to be a little louder, Simran. Yeah?
It is used to count blood cells.
It's used to count the cells.
Yes.
Will give you a plus 50. The first 50 in this quiz going to the young girl from Christu Jayanti College as she gets a 50. And it's a quiz where it's not just about the quiz. Interestingly, it reflects the kind of woman power and women in workforce in Karnataka. Karnataka is one of those states which really encourages women in workforce. And I think it reflects in a quiz like this, with 5 of them being young girls from our educational systems. As we go to the second one on screen now. This is a famous orchid. It comes from the Planifolia family. It's a popular product with a unique flavor that's created out of its beans. It is so popular, and Rusty has stopped me from continuing to read the question. Rusty, plus 50 if you get it right. Go ahead.
Vanilla beans.
Vanilla beans will give you a plus 50. Absolutely right. Is our young doctor in the making from SDM College of Dental Sciences from Dharwad. Good to you. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This is the AUG condom, which has dual functions in the translation process. One of the functions that it codes amino acid methionine, that's something all of us know. Vrasti Malya on the buzzer again. Go ahead.
Stop codon.
Say that again.
Stop codon.
Is the other name for this. Will give you a plus 50. Well played on that one, and she gets another 50 from the College of Dental Sciences in Dharwad. She's playing well, but it's very early days. As we go to our fourth poser in this challenge, on your screens, now. There are two key businesses in the small-scale industries in rural areas in India. Amrit has taken a shot. Identify the two businesses in terms of the culture names that it has. Go ahead. You got to get both right.
Apiculture and pisciculture.
Apiculture and pisciculture is absolutely right. He'll get a 50, getting both the requirements in place. And that is the lone gentleman battling from Bagalkot. As we go to the next one on our screens is question number 5, coming up here on screen now. The movement is associated with life. Plants do not move, but there are proteins inside the cells that move. The molecular movement is necessary for conditions of life. X do not show any molecular movements in their structure. Badra seems to have figured what I'm trying to get at. Go ahead, Badra from Manipal. Yes.
It's viruses.
Viruses. If there is one word that would perhaps be the word of the year 2020, that would be virus. But for the moment, she gets herself a plus 50. Beautifully answered. And she's on to that scorecard as well. 4 of them on the scorecard. It looks like a tense final. All 6 are champions, remember. As we go to the 6th one on screen now. This is a CO2 incubator. Why would it be necessary to maintain? Mrinal has gone for it. A little bit of a hurry, but if you would want to keep your mic on, Mrinal, I think it's on mute mode. Go ahead, young lady.
Yeah, to maintain a constant temperature.
To maintain a constant temperature, but why? Any particular reason?
Because the colonies need to grow at a particular temperature, and there can be contamination.
Go on. I'm just waiting to give you a fair chance.
Yeah, there can be contamination, so you need to keep it in an incubator so that the cells can grow.
Give it to you. Give it to you. The temperature becomes crucial and the percentage of carbon dioxide is crucial. And well played on that one as she gets a 50 as well. As we go to the next question of our quiz here today, question number 7 in this B20 match that we are playing. A massive bio quiz from across Karnataka. Superb contestants on our stage here today. Question number 7. Here's the one on your screen now. He is a famous polymath who worked extensively in the field of genetics, evolutionary biology, and also worked at ISI in Kolkata, then Calcutta. According to him, he came to India. Oh, Rusty is giving it a shot. Go ahead, Rusty. Who's this gentleman? Your mic is off, Rusty. Just switch on your mic. Go ahead, Rusty. Yeah?
Hargobind Khurana.
Hargobind Khurana will give you a minus 50. Well, Hargobind Khurana was very much an Indian. This gentleman, I said, came to India. So for those who are still waiting for a second attempt, let me continue with the question from where she stopped me. According to him, he came to India to avoid wearing socks. He was the first to hypothesize that organic life could come from inorganic materials. Who is this great person who simply signed off normally with the 3 letters JBS? He just used to sign off as JBS. Who are we talking about? Oh, Bhadra is giving it a shot. You got to switch on your mic, Badra. Go ahead.
Is it JBS Haldane?
Is absolutely right. Oh, she gets a 50. And the smile is on the face. Well, sometimes points make us smile. And that's really nice. You know, when we do well, we tend to smile. So we move on to the next one. The battle's getting tight. And young Rasti, who was on 100 trying to push for a higher score, has now taken a negative. All these permutations and combinations will play out on the mind. Moving on to question number 8 in our state final here today. On your screens. Now, this is a mosquito that has been trapped in a sap tree for millions of years. It's a famous multi-billion-dollar franchise which was started. Amrut is taking a shot on this from Bagalkot, thanks to this small insect. Yes?
Jurassic Park.
Absolutely fantastic. He'll get that right. He'll get himself a 50. Jurassic Park, courtesy this mosquito. Well, interesting is the world of biotechnology, isn't it? As we go to the next one on your screens. Now, there is a lacrimatory factor synthase that is released into air when you do a particular daily task. Badra is giving it a shot. Yes, Badra.
Cutting onions.
What we are showing on your screen is the technical process behind cutting of onions and the reason why sometimes all of us are weeping when we cut the onions. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Daily science is biotechnology. Well, beautifully answered by Badra, figuring it out. The whole idea behind a quiz like this is not to test what they teach you in your colleges. The whole idea is to test how you apply it to the world that you live in. That's the idea of the government of Karnataka, the Department of IT, BT and Science and Technology. As we go to the next one, midway through our final in a sense, the question on your screen is going to be question number 10. Here it comes. This is photograph 51. Simran's going for it in super quick time. And there's an important photograph of a lady. What do you make of this? Yeah, Simran.
It is Rosalind Franklin and her X-ray diffraction photograph.
This is the famous photograph of the X-ray diffraction. Rosalind Franklin on your screen, and that will give you a 50. Oh, beautifully played, Simran. That's a cracker of an answer coming in from her. And at this juncture, midway through our quiz here today, we'll take a look at where these contestants stand. It's a super interesting scorecard. Leading this quiz with 150 and looking good and confidence is Badra Murlidharan, and she is from the Manipal School of Life Sciences from Manipal. Right behind her, and it's so close after that, Amrut from Bagalkot and Simran from Bangalore, or Christu Jayanti College, just outside of Bangalore. And then we've got two of them on 50, Mrinal and Vrasti. Both are going to tell themselves, we just need to get one answer right to get back into this race. As we move on to the second frontier, you're watching BioQuiz 2020 from the Karnataka government, a phenomenal initiative that started, well, quite many years ago. And for now, of course, we move into the next question, which is question number 11 on your screens now. Yoshiyumi, who in 1987 was the first person to describe X, and Francesco Mojica, who named it after studying its immune response activities, especially in the area of bacteria. What is X, which has been responsible for what would be the first Nobel in chemistry that was awarded to a woman? All you got to tell me is what's X. Amrut has gone for it. Well, the first Nobel for a woman. Go ahead, Amrut. Your mic is mute, Amrut. Yes?
The director in evolution of enzymes.
You got to give me one answer. One word for an answer. Because he described it as something. And that's the word I'm looking for. No? Minus 50 to Amrut. He's on the buzzer. He's missed out on that one. Anybody on a second attempt? Rusty Malya is on a second attempt. Yes, Rusty. Your mic. Go ahead.
CRISPR.
He is absolutely right. Oh, beautifully answered. The word I was looking for is CRISPR. However you pronounce it, it's always a tongue twister, the way it is spelt and the way it's pronounced. But she'll get it absolutely right to get a 50. As we go to the next one on your screens, question number 12, here it comes. Each of these blotting techniques are named after a certain direction on the magnetic compass. You've of course got the three which are on your screen. What you got to tell me is, what does the western... Oh, Supriya's going for it. Yeah, Supriya. Mike, please.
To plot the proteins.
Is directly connected to protein blocking. Put your hands together for her. It's been in the news. You had to decipher that and figure that out very well. And that was, of course, aligned to what she was answering. Well worked out. It's more like a match the following, put in a very complicated way on your screen. But she figures it out and gets herself a 50. Everybody is on that scorecard. What a fantastic state final. No one's run away. Everyone's in the race. Here's the next one. It's question number 13 on your screen now. This is a famous sculpture that you would find in Siberia. Mrinal on the buzzer for a first shot with your mic on. Go ahead, Mrinal. What do you make of this? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Go on, Mrinal.
It's to signify the contribution of mouse and rats in testing in the lab.
So this is a statue which is a tribute to the laboratory mouse and the amazing contribution that mice have made to the world of science and the progress in our laboratories. Absolutely right. Mrinal will get a well-deserved 50, and she would have never imagined that the lab mouse will contribute 50 to a quiz in her life. But nonetheless, this battle is getting really, really tight. We've got three of them on 100. Bhadra still on 150 and the others on 50. Too close for comfort. As we go to the next one on your screen now. This is known as Clostridium B. It produces dangerous toxins. Amrut Bhatt, the lone gentleman in this battle. Yes, my friend. What do you think this is?
Botulinum. Clostridium botulinum.
Sorry?
Clostridium botulinum.
And how do you call it commonly?
Salmonella.
Is a minus 50 to you. It's not Salmonella. It's a very common commercial version name that I'm looking for. You blocked me. So I'm trying. Oh, Bhadra's not waiting for me to complete the question either.
It's used as Botox.
It's used as Botox. She did not allow me to complete the question, and I would have actually spoken of what Amrut was going to say. So rush of blood for Amrut, calmness for Bhadra. Calmness earns her another 50 and takes her to 200. So she's the first among the six to touch that 200 mark. But there's still a long way to go in this quiz as we go to question number 15 on your screens now. Born in India, interestingly, this gentleman eventually became the first non-European person to win a Nobel Prize in medicine. Who is this person who received a Nobel for his discovery of the malarial parasite in the gastrointestinal tract of a mosquito way back in 1897? He was the great man who proved that malaria was transmitted by mosquitoes and laid the foundation for a method of combating that. Interestingly, was born in India, and there's a stamp that India has released in this great man's memory. Nobody on the buzzer. Oh, Vrasti is on the buzzer. She's just in the nick of time. I'll give it to you, Vrasti. If you could unmute your mic and go for the answer.
Ronald Ross.
Lovely. Sir Ronald Ross will give her the 50. And this quiz is getting ever so competitive. She's on 150. Bhadra is on 200. Many on 100. Here's question number 16 coming on your screen. Identify the person. Question is correct. You got to think. You, we can. Let's fight cancer together is an organization created by a famous Indian. Vrasti again on the buzzer. Yes, Vrasti.
Yuvraj Singh.
Beautiful. Beautifully played. UV stands for Yuvraj Singh, the Indian cricketer who's been championing the cause of cancer after he went through it himself with a great amount of difficulty. Well, the young lady from Dharwad is not giving up despite the negatives that she took in between. She's back to 200 and she's drawn level with Bhadra Muralidharan from Manipal. Here's the next one on your screens now. What is used to create these art forms? Amrut is giving it a shot. Yes, Amrut.
These are petri dishes.
Is a form of art today? Fantastic. Fantastic answer, Amrut. Superbly played. The good petri dish that all of us are part of using in our lives, whether we've been in science in school or college or in our professional lives, has today become a medium for art, and science can always integrate with art. In fact, art is always a science. As we go to the next one, question number 18. The battle's getting really, really tense. On screen now. Most DNAs have a helix that rotates. Go ahead, Amrut.
ZDNA or ZDNA.
The third one is a zDNA. It's a type of a routine DNA that rotates to the left. He'll get that absolutely right on a zDNA. He's clawing his way back into this quiz. He's on 100 with 2 very good hits. 2 more questions and then the final frontier, but the game is not over. As we go to question number 19 on screen now. This is dimethyl sulfoxide. Mrinal on the buzzer. Everyone reacting within 3 to 2 seconds. That's superb. Your mic, Mrinal. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's used to store liquid nitrogen.
A little more than that. It's used as a protectant.
To store liquid nitrogen.
Give it to you, fair enough. You've explained that well. A cryoprotectant is how you would describe a DMSO. Typically, 50 to you nonetheless on that answer. As we go to the next one, the final one coming up on your screens now. You got to think and think hard. X comes from fireflies. Amrut is giving it a shot. He needs a 50. Go ahead.
Luciferase.
Well played. Oh, very, very well played. From the world of popular culture to the world of science, everything is so relatable. And he gets a fantastic and crucial 50. So, ladies and gentlemen, this quiz really looks far from over. But for the moment, before we progress any further, I need to take a very quick break. On the other side, all the action from the Bio Quiz 2020. You're watching India Bio at Bengaluru Tech Summit with me, Pickbrain. Back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pickbrain, here today at India Bio at Bengaluru Tech Summit, watching the Bio Quiz 2020, a championship for colleges across the state of Karnataka in the field of biotechnology, biosciences, bioengineering, bio everything. Before we move any further, here's a look at where the contestants stand. 2 people in the lead at this point in time. Bhadra on 200, Vrasti on 200. Right behind on 150 are Mrinal and Amrut. and they have been playing the game extremely well. Simran is on 100, so she just needs one good shot to come up into that league. And the only one who's on 50 and will try to play 2 questions should be Supriya. But at this moment in time, with 6 questions to go, I think everybody has a very fair chance to become the state champion. What a final here today. It's tense, it's close. I still request the 6 of you to keep that smile on your face. It's fine. It's not your university exams, it's just a quiz. Final frontier of our battle here today at the state final. Time for us to play on what we call the Super Over. Here it comes. Well, on Bio 2020 or B20 as we are playing it, the final 6 questions will be read out by me. If you think you know the answer, you will press the buzzer. If you press the buzzer while I am still reading the question, you are indicating that you know the answer, so I will stop reading the question the moment you press the buzzer. If you get it wrong, for the benefit of the next 5 contestants, I will continue reading the question till someone stops me or till I complete reading the question. 50 on both attempts, 50 the negative on both attempts. Too close for comfort. I think they'll play it carefully. It's not only about knowledge now, it's about strategy. You got to decide when you want to press the buzzer. As we are moving into the final frontier, hands on the buzzer, listen to me carefully, starting with the first one. Here we go. What did Barbara McClintock win? Oh, Amrit is giving it a shot in just about 2 seconds. Barbara McClintock, go ahead.
Transposons.
Transposons, more commonly known to people like me as jumping genes, is perfectly correct, and he gets a crucial 50, and that takes Amrut to 200 as well. Oh boy, we've got a super tense final here. Here's the second one. What is the gold standard stem cell? It's a fertilized what? Bhadra is giving it a shot. It's a fertilized something. What?
Zygote.
You got to give me a slightly better one. When you say zygote, what do you mean?
A fertilized sperm and an egg.
Give it to you as a human egg. Perfect answer. Plus 50 to Bhadra. Bhadra is on 250. And 2 questions done, so you've got 4 more to go. Bhadra inching into the lead again. Question number 3. ZBTB7 is a gene that acts as a master switch sometimes for cancer. It's responsible for the proliferation of cancer in surrounding cells. It was originally called X and the X effect, because it was also referred to as the POK, android ontogenic factor, which really causes this to happen. However, the name had to be changed because a video game company protested on the usage of this name. Bhadra is giving it a shot. Mic on, Bhadra. What am I talking about? The gene called ZBTB7. Yes.
Pokemon.
Was called Pokemon and the Pokemon effect. Are you a Pokemon fan?
Yeah.
Oh, you are, and Pokemon gets you a 50 in this quiz. Superbly played, Bhadra. He takes her to 300 with 3 questions to go. She'll play the game carefully. The others are on 200, but not out of the game at all. But she's really scored where it has mattered, and she scored with confidence. 3 more to go. She'll watch it very carefully, at least for another question, because she's got 100 of a lead. Question 24. Here we go. I am one word. I am one word, which comes from ancient Greek. I represent the definition of a programmed cell death. I come from Bhadra again. Oh boy.
Apoptosis. Apoptosis.
Apoptosis is super. Bhadra will get another 50. Oh, is she nailing this state final in style? She's got the zygote human egg right, she's got Pokemon right, she's got apoptosis right, and she's left with 2 questions. So unless she contributes negatives, she's looking safe to become the state champion, but then the hand can just go to that buzzer in a flash. So she's going to watch it very, very carefully. For the moment, 2 questions to go. Question number 25. We might just have a battle for the second place because we've got 2 of them on 200. Here we go. I became the father of a new science that came into existence because of my work that was presented in 1865, essentially done on a microscope. I am a great scientist. Many in the olden days even confused the company General Motors as named after my initials. Amrut Bhatt. Who is the great scientist? Your mic is off, Amrut.
Graham Mendel.
Is perfect. Oh, crucial 50 to the young lad. He takes him to the second position with 1 question to go. The doctor in the making from the College of Dental Sciences, Dharwad, has to take a decision on the last question. There's a third position as well. I don't know what the prize for that is, but you will be certified third. So it's a call she needs to take, because if she gets a negative, then she's closing in on Mrinal. If she gets it right, she's closing in on Amrut. Amrut on 250 knows he can't win this quiz unless Bhadra takes a negative and then he gets it on the second attempt. Bhadra's smiling. I think she's kept the buzzer far away from her. Well, she's on the verge of becoming the biotech champion of Karnataka. So she might just not touch the mobile for the next 5 minutes or so. But one final question. Amrut's really put up a brilliant fight. He does not want to slip to the third position. As we go to the final frontier of this game, the final question, here I come. Which scientist's early results contributed to helping distinguish the principal blood groups in the 1900s and the grouping? Bhadra! Oh, she's taken that chance.
Carl Landsteiner.
Minus 50 is what you don't get. Well, she smiles. That's the only thing she did not want me to say. I said minus 50 and suddenly that smile vanished. She was like, oh my God, what have I done here? How could I be wrong on something as straightforward as that? Ladies and gentlemen, after a remarkable journey across the length and breadth of this country, of this state, thousands taking part in this quiz in the preliminary rounds, which was conducted by a technology firm called Skillablers, who really helped us to sort out the contestants in every region. And here today we have 6 champions. And that final only explains what a super lineup we had. It also indicates 2 things. And with the many years that I have been in quizzing, if I can dare make that observation, these quizzes are a reflection of the kind of talent repository that a state has. And today's quiz is an absolute mirror to the great prowess and progress the state of Karnataka has made in the area and domain of biotechnology. Outstanding 6 finalists. My hearty congratulations to all of you. My special congratulations, of course, to the young dentist in the making is Vrasti, who finishes 3rd. Amrut Bhatt, the lone gentleman challenging the 5 ladies here today, winning the runner-up title in this quiz as he comes in from Bagalkot, but really playing superbly well, truly outstanding and remarkable. And I like her positive attitude. She did not worry about the negative on the last question. She knew it, she went for it. Bhadra Muralidharan from the Manipal School of Life Sciences, the state champion for BioQuiz 2020. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege at this stage to bring in our distinguished guests who will congratulate these wonderful 6 champions from across the state virtually, as it has all been in the current world, and to give them their prizes here today as the respective position holders in the state final. What is important is all of them are champions, like I said, and have won their respective regional quizzes to be here in the state final. Let me go to our guests and request them to first say a few words. Let me begin by inviting our first guest, the Additional Chief Secretary to the Honorable Chief Minister of the Government of Karnataka. He is also the Additional Chief Secretary to the Department of Electronics, Information Technology, Biotechnology and Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka. An IAS officer, he has been integrally involved with these quizzes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. E.V. Ramana Reddy. Sir, can I kindly request you to say a few words?
I am extremely happy to know that the India's largest state level bio quiz event was successfully organized virtually and recognized the knowledge of students in the field of biotechnology. This time we had students from various disciplines participate. Interestingly, we had more girl students participating, that is 70% of the total 1000 plus students who participated. Bio quiz was conducted in 3 rounds and finals were conducted amongst 6 winners from 6 regions. I am immensely happy at the caliber of the students who made it to the final. I would like to congratulate Bhadra Murlidharan, Amrut Bhatt and Vrasti Malya for winning the first, second and third prize respectively. I also congratulate all those who participated in the competition.
Thank you so much, sir. It is now time for us to introduce to you our chief guest for this massive state final. Perhaps the most appropriate guest we could have found given the topic of this quiz, as he is a medical doctor himself before deciding to live a public life. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear young friends, it's our pleasure, privilege and honor to introduce to you the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan. Sir, thank you so much for taking time off and being with us here today. It's a fantastic quiz. We'd really like to hear from you as much as all these youngsters here and those across the state would like to as well. Over to you, sir.
BioQuiz is India's largest state-level quiz competition on biotechnology, conducted by the Department of Electronics, IT, BT and Science and Technology. I am happy to note that this 13th edition of BioQuiz had large number of students from across the state participated with great enthusiasm and interest. Importantly, 70% of them are girl students. Their stride has continued, and among 6 finalists, 5 are girl students. I take this opportunity to congratulate Ms. Bhadra Murlidharan, Mr. Amrut Bhatt and Ms. Vrasti Malya for winning the first, second and third prize respectively. I also congratulate the remaining 3 finalists who also performed very well and gave tough competition. I also congratulate all those who participated in the competition and made this event a memorable one for the reasons more than one. Once again, congratulations to all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
So ladies and gentlemen, after that phenomenal quiz, thank you so much to our guests here today at India Bio Bengaluru Tech Summit. The power, prowess and progress that Karnataka has made in biotechnology, and look at the woman power. In fact, statistically, more women took part in this quiz, or more young girls took part in this quiz. From where I am, they are young girls. And they outnumbered the men in the preliminaries. They outperformed as compared to the men in the preliminary rounds conducted by skill-ablers. And then into the finals that we had across the regions of Karnataka, 6 of them. In each one of the regions, we had girls dominating and doing well. 5 of them making it into the state final. The lone warrior in Amrut Bhatt standing as a representative of the men of Karnataka in the state final, but truly reflective of how the potential for biotechnology and the area of biosciences, bioengineering, all of it has opened up in the state of Karnataka for youngsters. From me, Pickbrain, it's been a true pleasure and a delight to be the host of this quiz year on year. And my sincere appreciation to the government of Karnataka for not letting this quiz to not happen. The easiest decision that they could have taken was to say, fine, let's wait for things to be normal. But to innovate when there is a crisis is what creates leadership. And that is why a state like Karnataka is normally in the forefront of creating progress for this nation. Innovate Karnataka, as we call it proudly, at Bangalore Bios or India Bios Bio Quiz 2020. It's me, Pickbrain, signing off with these wonderful 6 champions and with the young lady, Bhadra Muralidharan, standing tall amongst these champions. Till we are back with you a year from now, from me, Pickbrain, thank you for watching. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay positive, and keep making the progress that you should with your lives. Thank you so much for tuning in.